Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ETF2L Season 36 Prem Playoffs Round 1. My name is Wandum. We're going to watch Frenchies, a really long French name, versus nerdRage. Not quite as long, nor is it French. Once again, my name is Wandum, joined today by ArchRhythm on production, and eepily, he's here as well. You know, he's not in the playoffs anymore. Sadly missed out on that one. So he's hanging out with me.
I was never in playoffs, mate. Never. I'm a loser.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win them all eepily.
I can't win many of them at all. Moving on.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Do you want to talk about the game? Or do we have something we need to clear up between the two of us?
No, I don't think so. Right, let's talk about the game. Yeah, we got Frenchies versus nerdRage, right? Yeah. I believe the first of our big playoff games. It's an important one, right?
It is.
Because there's kind of the opportunity for weird stuff to happen tonight. We've got two teams. We've also got two mercs and two pretty significant differences as well. So on the side of nerdRage, their medic ain't here right now.
No.
Don't know why. Mula's not here, not playing the game. Instead, they're going to be having Domo, which is known as, playing medic recently on one of the previous Ascent teams. Very good at medic, but not their regular player. On the side of the Frenchies, Alien as well. On the Domo man, he's not there. And instead, they're picking up your boy Deli. Again, very, very competent player, not their regular guy. Going to be a little bit weird.
Yeah, Deli's been hanging out in Div 1 this season. Been playing, Div 1. Like, people are going to yell at him, say that he should have been Prem anyway. He was playing Prem demo last season. I actually haven't paid attention to how good Alien is at all, but he usually is like a scout soldier player. I can't imagine him, like Deli being that much of a downgrade. Maybe there's a little bit of downgrade in team synergy, but then again, they're all French, so who really cares? They probably play together all the time anyway. I think Domo on nerdRage might be a little bit more interesting. I know he is the guy who sort of makes things happen on Ascent this season. I sort of assume that he's sort of the big main caller guy, and he definitely also had a hand in the calls last season when he won Prem with Ascent. I think this could add something maybe to nerdRage, who, I mean, they're in playoffs equally, but they haven't been having a good season. But we do have some other stats right now probably look at instead. We're taking a look here. So the Frenchies should just run down the rosters actually before doing anything else.
Yeah, I feel like we can do that. So we've got on the scout classes, we've got ourselves Neo and Karnax. Neo has been having an absolute banger season. Not always the loudest, most kind of nutty player out there, but this season he's been consistently just absolutely pounding people into the dirt. Like he's basically just like toggled on. Don't know what happened. He's crazy all of a sudden. Yeah. Not to say he was ever like bad, but very, very, very good at the game. On the soldiers, we got ourselves Raf and Korvac. Pretty much legacy players. Korvac known for being one of the most difficult soldiers in the game to play against.
Yep.
Kind of crazy. Like I said, Demo Man for tonight will in fact be Deli, who is just an absolute fragger anyway. So that's gonna be pretty good. And then they've got themselves a fairly recent addition to the roster in the form of Patchouli, who I believe moved straight from Div 2 into Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patchouli has
just like that.
Some experience playing medic in pugs, which these days is pretty much all you need anyway. We've seen several medics recently come up into Prem, Seeds being one of the first ones, sort of directly from mid, playing in pugs with the big boys. Shock comes to mind as well. Bobby Basketball should be another one that people know has been playing medic in Prem this season for Faint Gaming, as he sort of came from pretty much out of nowhere, played some pugs, got friends. Now he's Prem. But honestly, once again, I mean, Neo's been pretty nuts. I haven't been paying that much attention this season compared to what I was last season. But when I watched the season 36 frag video, half of the clips are Neo just like killing everyone. It's actually crazy. Because like you as you were saying earlier, the earlier seasons he played, he wasn't like that insane. I don't know what's happened. Either we've gotten way worse, or Neo just like unlocked something, and he's been going off.
You could say he's on God mode, which is a funny, multi-layered joke.
It's very good. I like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's talk about the other team, maybe.
Maybe we should. As on the other team, we do have nice little sort of nerdRage as... okay, so on their roster, right, you look at their roster, Kunu and Yihor are going to be the scouts for this roster. Both sort of, I mean, Yeho kind of known, he played like a million hours of DM. Pretty sure he still does. Kunu is the de facto sort of the heir to the Thalash throne of being boring S holding scout. We've got Demul on Soldier, famous for being also kind of a nuisance to play, but a little bit different than Korbak. Also really likes to pull out the sniper. I think nerdRage is sort of the team in Prem that screams the most sniper. You know, you got Kunu, well-known Highlander sniper. Demul's pretty good at sniping as well. There's a really good clip of me talking about how Demul's not going to hit a shot, and then he goes in and drops a medic. So, I mean, he's proven me wrong before. Josh is Soldier, sort of big, hard main caller. Everyone knows the major. Elacor on demo as well. Classic player at this point. Won player of the season in the past. He's been around for a little bit of a while. He's I don't think he's as crazy as he used to be, but he's still kind of nuts. And they got Domo on medic. Kind of touched on him already. Honestly, I feel like eepily when I look at these two rosters and I look at the results. I look at nerdRage and I'd be extremely disappointed with how they sort of performed throughout the season. I mean, they beat none of the other teams in playoffs. Like, they got 1 point max. And they got 1 point against the Frenchies last time they played, and it was on Viaduct. So, like, I don't know. I don't think this is close. I guess we can do a head-to-head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we can do that. Like, it's definitely been... It's been a weird season for nerdRage. Like you said, they've not had stellar results by any means. Like, you look at this roster and you think they should be, like, right at the top, and they've just not been having a super sick time at all. I think they've taken definitely a while to get into it, but at the same time, they are kind of like very, I don't know, solidified players in Prem, like all of them. So, you know, you're always kind of thinking in the back of your head, even when they have some bad games or a few bad games or, you know, some bad weeks, whatever, you kind of in the back of your head know that they are capable of being like a top tier team anyway. I will say,
yeah, definitely.
Before we get too distracted on anything else, I actually have been privately messaged the picks and bans information. So we can actually go through that, considering this will be a best of 3. Maps will be very significant. So
yes.
So the first ban of the night went, it was Kunu who took that. They banned Process. They then moved forward to Raf, who banned Viaduct. And the first map we should be seeing should be Granary, which will be the Frenchy pick. Kunu on the side of nerdRage picked Snakewater. And then Metalworks was banned, Sunshine was banned, and Gully will be our third. So we're going straight into Granary, and then Snakewater, and then Gullywash as a decider. So not anything too crazy there, like pretty standard maps all around. Granary, Snake, Gullywash is the kind of maps everyone's played like a million times. The weirdest one there would be Granary, which isn't really weird at all, but
no.
I mean, it's, you know, some people have some slightly more controversial opinions than others in terms of that map, but I feel like half these guys are really old players anyway, so they're, you know, back when people seem to actually like Granary, you know, they're gonna dig it.
I think people used to like Granary because people used to think it was a soldier map, and then they added the winger to the game, and suddenly Granary is very much not a soldier map at all. You look at the map and you see, oh, there's a bunch of high ground, but then all of a sudden when a scout can get on the high ground makes way more sense than having a soldier there. Just like for the defensive properties of the scouts being able to pick off every single bomber on the map. I sort of look at these maps and I think we're going to get 2 or 3 extremely slow games. Maybe, I actually don't know. Like, not certain. Maybe Korbak and Neo coming into the French roster sort of revitalize it a little bit. Because I feel like for the past couple of seasons, they've been really bad at pushing. And I think their opponents, nerdRage, are in the same boat where it felt like for the longest time, both teams really play not to lose rather than to like actually go in and try to actually get a dub. Neither team really wants to push a lot of the time. Maybe I'm just like pulling stuff out, like just out of somewhere right now because I don't know how the Frenchies play. I'm just assuming that maybe something has changed, but I can't imagine much unless Korbak and Neo are just able to do crazy things. I can't imagine that the rest of the callers on the team would really want to push off of the stuff that they're doing anyway.
I think I would say like this season, from what I've seen from the Frenchies, they have been looking like they were more interested in making a lot more happen. Like, you know, some of the aggressive stuff has worked really, really well. Like I said, Korbak has literally just been working wonders, and, you know, there's a reason Neo's been getting all these frags. I feel like possibly the addition of Delhi as well, considering he is like a big damage powerhouse. I feel like that might literally just give them more opportunities too, right? Like there's been some pretty sick stuff on on both maps. In previous weeks across a variety of different maps, including Bardic as well, where they've just been able to make big things happen. Sorry, I just had a little whisper in the ear. Something about we might actually not be having Delhi at all, and Alien might be in the game. So poor Delhi.
He's on the server right now, so I'm assuming that means that he might play. I don't know. Maybe Delhi's just gonna play anyway. Maybe he's been cut for a mug, which it's not exactly optimal, but I mean,
embarrassing.
Yeah. I do believe, however, I think if you look at the game scores for nerdRage, that pretty much all of them are extremely low scoring. You look at their map versus the Frenchies on Granary that they played earlier, it was a 2-0 during the season for the Frenchies. nerdRage not really getting around, which is kind of tells me that there was a lot of holding, and nerdRage just weren't really able to capitalize off of the inevitable sort of advantages that they got. Granary is one of those maps where I remember sitting at LAN and last year at Copenhagen, rest in peace, and sitting there watching the finals and being really hyped for my boys on Ascent, and then they played Granary against Seven, and oh my god, they're gonna push last, and then they didn't. They just don't push last, because apparently nobody in that entire tournament besides Swift at the time, not confusing at all, were able to push last. And I feel like it's kind of the same, because the sentry gun on the right side and a heavy just makes it so difficult. It's so much effective health for your team when they try to hold. Well, yeah, when you try to push in, you have to do so much damage to so many people, and you can just kite the Uber for so long, and it's just a challenging push to make overall. I think Snakewater as well can be really stalematy. I think it's easier to capitalize off of good mids and sort of other sort of advantages that you get on Snakewater, because there's a little bit less ground to cover and there's more sort of big jumps you can do. Granary has really small choke points, which means if you're trying to push into a choke point, it gets really hard, because demos and soldiers can lock it down super easily. I don't know. And then Gully Wash is Gully Wash, which can be really fast if it's like Seven playing, like Froyo, but then it's other teams and it's just not fast, and I don't know, you have a pyro inside a sentry gun and you just can't push on last. So I'm scared for this map, eepily. I hope it's high octane, because otherwise everyone get your blankets, get a cup of tea, get comfortable, because we're going to be here for a while.
Okay. I'm going to be really optimistic.
Yes.
Going to go into prediction of some kind of be like, oh yeah, I reckon it's going to be like a nuts 4-3 or something. It won't be a 0-0 golden cap, because, you've not sold this to me, but fine, we'll do it. Let's go into it. Wandum, take us away.
Let's go! We're on to ETF2L Season 36 Prem Playoffs Round 1. This is the Frenchies versus nerdRage. We are rolling out 2 mids so far. We were talking earlier about Delhi being a merc. It appears it's not the case. Alien Smiley is on the server, rolling out 2 mid, as he is actually standing on top of his own crate. This is a little bit interesting. Actually, nerdRage electing to go ramp room, but look at Alien. He's already really low as Raph has jumped forward. That's clean Soldier Bomb onto Domo. Demul takes down Alien Smiley. Neo gets Demul. Raph is down as well, but look at how far back nerdRage are. They still haven't gone out, but maybe it doesn't matter. Josh has found a kill onto Chuli. Karnax goes down as well. Neo has found a cleanup kill onto Josh, but he's going to have to find a bunch more. Elocore gets 1 kill as well, but Neo's just going to have to walk right out of there. He's the only guy up. That was a strange mid to start this off.
Yeah, we did see Demul get super aggressive. He managed to get that little bit of a position behind them towards choke. And just between his bit of spam and obviously the rest of nerdRage trying to go forward, they basically managed to get the first easy pick off, and then Josh with a follow-up right at the end makes it pretty easy, honestly. Didn't seem like nerdRage at any point were really scared or under any kind of pressure. It was all just kind of fine. So, they managed to get themselves a mid-win there, but got an Uber advantage to go along with it. We do have, on the defending side, we have a gun and a sniper. We do see a little trait here. Doesn't matter too much. Uber's going to get used. Elocore jumping in nice and deep all the way towards the pipe. Got to deal with this gun, which gets dealt with very easily. So many of these French players towards the spawn. Got damage already towards some of them. Elocore a little bit alone towards the right side. Definitely get taken down, but time's on point, mate. Time's on point. 1-0 in about 90 seconds. What do we say about slow game?
I don't know. I think Domo's come into this and he's told, he's sent a picture of his keyboard to everyone in a WhatsApp group, and he's highlighted the W key. It's guys, we can press this button and then we win. And it's absolutely crazy, because they won that mid by standing AFK in their ramp room, and they kind of won anyway. So this time around, we're back on mid. Elocore's pretty low. I don't know where Alien Smiley is quite yet. There we go. He's actually on the balcony this time. Walking over on the crate. Elikor is on the low ground. Makes him a little bit more vulnerable to this bomb coming in by Raph right now. Gonna wrap all the way around. Trying to find Soldier, but look at Josh. Tomo taken down by Korvac, actually. Neo gets taken down as well. Right now, it's just Raph and Alien up there trying to bomb 2 scouts on point. Actually, a bit of damage coming out of Raph, but that's just a demo. He's trying to hit these shots. Josh does have the high ground versus Raph, and Raph is going to cry, because how do you do anything here?
I think you don't. I think you just run away. Consider yourself very, very lucky if you even manages to get out. I love that Elikor still trying to chase him. Okay. Raph just about escapes with his life towards second. That is actually fairly significant, because they would be a player down if it wasn't for Raph's swift little escape. We do see Elikor getting a little bit aggressive, putting some sticks towards the right-hand side, but the Frenchies, they're just going to be walking straight on out. nerdRage are pretty close. They can look to contest this if they really, really want to, but with them all taking that much damage, I think they could be content just to chill a little bit. Relax, take a breather. They're 1 round up. They can sit there on mid, play this equal situation.
Jason Allen's sitting somewhere in the ether, in the cosmos, and he's clapping right now. He's like, you're 1 round up. You don't have to push. You can just stand AFK. You need a toilet break. Go right now. As both teams, they're just going to get 100% before they really get a soldier buffed up. Try to go in for a sack. You see one soldier, Raph, is posturing a little bit. Callback is actually, his hands are off the keyboard. He's just watching a corner. Because there we go. He's waiting for this soldier to come in. He actually hits a really nice shot onto the mule. Shoots him down. Callback does get taken down by Yeehor, who follows it up pretty smartly, but that was a really nice shot. Actually, Yeehor managed to find his second kill onto Karnax. Suddenly, this gets really difficult for the Frenchies now. Karnax is in behind. He can cause Yeehor, sorry. He can cause a lot of chaos right now. Raph taken down as well. Which means just 3 kills for nerdRage. Just pulled this out of nowhere. Yeehor can force them all the way back on the point. They have to go back here. That threat is, oh my god.
Oh my days, that was squeaky bum time for your boy Patchouli. He got so much spam directed at him. He took so much damage there. Even now, like towards this doorway, he's in that situation where he's like, okay, if we use, this is like dog tier. If we don't use, probably gonna lose players, right? Like that's super, super rough. They are somehow managing to weather the storm just a little bit. nerdRage slightly slow moving forward. They can get a lot of damage. It was actually Cooney that goes down.
Oh.
Yes, they were just pressuring a little bit too far towards the left, and with the more weak as well. Yeah, they kind of got to play this even. I was surprised I didn't go worse for the Frenchies.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, with Raph just kind of walking through Zed there, it gets a little bit easier for them. 1 soldier down means that they are going to start trying to edge this point again, but it's so hard. It's so easy for Alien to just stand there on the point and just spam everyone out, but with Korvac going down on the flank there, to the more, takes a nice little trade there. He's not going to be able to do anything immediately because of his health, but it does give them a nice player ad, which means that they should be sacking in a soldier. But it looks like Josh is just going to walk in like 10 people shooting him. They can't really get anything else. They are walking forwards. Elikor really in deep. Tries to shoot some pipes, but doesn't really get anything else. He's going to walk right back out of there. He does get out alive. So does Josh, but that health was not optimal. Second soldier tries to walk up top, but right now it looks like things have evened themselves back out again.
Yep, you're going to be playing things even for just that little bit longer. No off classes really on either team, so it seems like they're content just to try and find opportunities. nerdRage just picking with both their soldiers. We do see soldier jump in super deep towards the right hand side. He's going to get obliterated by 2 scouts, and the follow-up from Yeehor's also just getting nothing. Mate, that was optimistic, you know? I guess that's a sniper.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just want to go for it even though you know. And you like jump in and scout, and you're like, I mean, I guess I'm just going to jump around a bit, try to distract, but Frenchie's just not phased by that whatsoever. Yeehor tries to walk in the midst of like 10 people. Just kind of ignore them. But unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. There's actually a soldier really far in here on this lunchbox. He's uncontested. There we go. Josh taken down. That's turning into an overextension now, as Elikor is trying to set up sticks, but he's going to have to watch out here. Without a soldier, that is an Uber coming forwards onto the scout, onto Neo. He's going to take his right forward. The sniper does get out alive. They do get the Uber force, but look at it now. The Uber's going to fade from both teams. Nothing's really ultimately going to happen. They're going to see the sniper, though. That means that they're going to have to watch out a little bit for it. Make sure that Demul does get a funny little angle. Honestly, you're a sniper on this map. Where do you even shoot? You have to wait for someone to overextend into you.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like this has been actually pretty solid play from the Frenchies. They used early there, committing to use the Uber, try and pressure the sniper far enough back that they get control of point. Now they actually have second point to work with. It's much, much easier than obviously sitting on last, waiting for Demul to do something. Demul is still trying to pick deep. He gets, I believe, a body shot, but not really anything more. He's going to have hard times getting towards Patchouli.
Yeah.
Other players might be slightly less fortunate.
He's going to have to go for a hero shot, basically. He actually almost gets that kill onto Karnax. Drops him down to about 50, but there we go. He's going to rotate over. Go for the Z this time. It's a little bit closer. He can hear the medic building in the background. They can definitely see that sniper dot as well, so they know where he is right now. It's pretty telegraphed, honestly, and they are just playing around that, not giving him anything. There we go. The sniper spotted out. Callback jumps over. Demul doesn't have the reflexes of a madman. He's just going to walk right back out once again, trying to reposition over. He's going to have to find something. He only has hero shots here.
See, this is where the Huntsman owns, because he just jumped around a corner and headshot the medic. Oh, it's a trade. Oop. Frenchies have just decided they're bored of this. They're just going to sit around. They're going to try and force his team to use Uber, which they haven't. Domo's taking 0 damage. The rest of his team taking 0 damage. No Ubers being used. So even with a sniper, they do have a massive Uber advantage. Frenchies, they kind of got a back here. They stay too close. Gonna be pretty scary. Alien gets aggressive. Nearly gets one, but it doesn't really matter because he didn't. And Neo goes down as well.
Yeah. Neo, unfortunately, just kind of loses the 1v1 to Yeehaw, who went behind to fight him. And now, when they don't have that soldier and that scout, they can't really stand on second anymore. Sniper suddenly into last, has a lot better sight lines than in onto second. Becomes a little bit more useful, actually, but because of the Ubers, Elicor's just going to jump right in. Does take down the sentry gun already. He does have high ground right now. There aren't stickies on the point quite yet. There's only 2 of them. Alien Smiley, he's trying to keep players off, but Demul hits a nice little headshot there onto Karnak so far. There's so much high ground. Josh hits a nice little shot onto Callback. And with Alien Smiley down to 30 HP, it's just Neo and Patchouli left alive. Neo's going to have to go absolutely mental to get this, and I just don't think he's going to be able to get on the point time. That is another round for nerdRage. It feels like ultimately they're just kind of outmaneuvering them here.
Yeah, looking pretty solid. It's actually, it's so funny how that happened, because in the end, having that sniper alive to deal with the heavy from all that distance, like you said, heavy can be such an issue on this last point. When they get high ground and they get their 450, they're such a damage sponge, which can just delay things so much. And having Demul be able to fully charge headshot and just one-shot him, yeah, surprisingly handy. Maybe not planned, but it worked out pretty good. So 2-0 for the side of nerdRage. Going into this third mid here.
Yeah, so this time around, looks like nerdRage are electing to move through their own ramp room again. Soldier bombs are coming across it. Callback does get the kill onto Elico. Josh falling as well. That's a medic and a scout, and they are running all the way back to yard. They probably can't hold this anyways. Scouts don't really do that much on their own, unless they are insane, but no. Gonna walk right back up. Demul is gonna come up. He is a projectile class. He probably wants to hold Lunchbox here. Look at how forwards the Frenchies are already. Kudu's just been completely taken out by surprise. They're going to have to walk so far back right now, all the way out of second. That was really nice out of the Frenchies.
Yeah, keeping up this aggression here is super significant because Kudu is still dead right now. They got a couple of seconds where they could try and get someone in fast. Not quite fast enough from the looks of things. Kudu will be spawning. This is an equilibrium situation. We do see classic little soldier trade up top. Nothing too bad for either team. But the Frenchies, they're trying to bust too far right inside, and it's getting demolished by Elico. Hello? Walking into Elico doorways. No, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Guys, can you please leave my second? It's mine. Thank you. As he just, he's kind of walks in. Hits some pipes. There's a Gaz Pyro up. That's, he's actually in chat. I'm excited to see the analysis on this Yeehaw Pyro right now. It doesn't look like he's actually switching off it. There we go. He's finally off it, but that means he's not in the push. Actually going to come through choke it, but this is getting pretty scary. Honestly, let's just soldier the bombs in right now. It could be really good. Raph has found a kill onto Josh somewhere around on the flank. Callback finding in the ramp room as well, and it looks like no, nerdRage haven't been able to find any position. Kind of caught out in second right now with Josh down as well. It looks like they do want to walk forwards here. Ubers are even as Arrow does come out, but look at the soldier. Demul just gets in, gets amazing damage there. Yeehaw gets some kills onto Neo and Callback as well. Raph is all the way in onto the medic, however. Domo gets killed as well. This is such a scrappy fight. Karnax has found Yeehaw as well. There's a soldier onto the point. Does Karnax get him as well? He's in a 1v3. He gets Kunu!
What?
I don't know, but that was a lot.
Yeah. No, yeah, a lot. A whole bunch. And a continuation as well. Patchouli, he's still alive. He's building his slight little Uber advantage, but more importantly, he's got his heels towards second. They can just keep on walking all the way through. It's only like Alacor with a couple stickies up. Domo's just only got to him. They can try and pressure things if they want to. Frenchies, they didn't seem like they wanted to go for that too much. I guess they know they have this bit of an Uber advantage. I'd love to see like a dot push, like a 15% dot push. Like let's just go.
Oh, it's so risky though. I feel like nerdRage wouldn't know, or the Frenchies would know. It's so hard to go for dot pushes here. Like, especially in onto second, because you could just walk out of right side so easily, but it looks like they want to go for this. Karnax has been taken down already by Demul, so they have to go pretty much like right now. The Uber is pushed in, but Alien Smiley is dropped off the Uber as well, as is and kill onto Elico, which this is actually not that bad. They do get the kill onto the Demo Man, which means they can pressure second somewhat. Looks like they're just going to fall back. They don't feel like they have the spawners here. I would definitely be standing in at least a soldier or something. No Demo Man kill. No Demo Man alive. Makes it pretty decent. You can at least get through the choke point, you know. Maybe you don't actually get in, but maybe you don't let a soldier who's hiding in his own lunchbox live for this long.
Okay, they do pick up Demul. I love how Demul, like, he made himself very, very known there. Both soldiers are top, and Karnax is going straight towards last, so there's a robot on last. There's people not playing the game on last at all, and it's just working.
Yep, okay. This is the classic strat of what if we just let all of them run into us one by one so we can kill them all individually and suddenly they're 3 dead. They don't even have to push on their Uber ad, but because of this, they bought enough time on the Frenchies, even though that looked kind of puzzling. They have enough Uber charge to hold middle now. They actually have players there as well, as the Demo is going to come flying forward to Elico, is in. It's a nice little pipe onto callback. With him not being very healthy, the soldier's not on high ground. Looks like it's just Raph standing on this balcony area. Alien Smiley and Elico do get traded off. Neo Josh taken down as well. Players do fall on both ends, but it looks like it will just be the red soldiers sort of backing off, recognizing they don't really have the position here. I don't think they should fight without Neo there or Alien to really get any kills. They could stand on yard, so they should do, but walking in the middle seems like a no-go.
It seems, you know, brave, right? A little bit brave. Frenchie's gonna be getting their spawners in still a situation where nerdRage can try and do something crazy if they really, really want to, but I don't think they do. They feel quite comfortable just for the second, so they can take a moment, relax, breathe, get some heals up. We do see both soldiers from the side of nerdRage peeking towards the right-hand side. Want to see if they can try and get some kind of nutty jumps. There's like high jumps, there's low jumps, there's speed jumps, there's all kind of things you can do. Depends what they really want to try and do. And I feel like, importantly, the fact that nerdRage still seem to be like the more aggressive team in terms of trying to make something happen makes you think, ow.
Demul just kind of destroyed callback, and I don't know about you, but what are the odds that Demul goes sniper here? I think they're pretty big.
100%.
Yeah, basically. He's coming up in 2 seconds right now. That's a soldier for a soldier. Callback, not known to be one to off class, but there we go. To absolutely no one's surprise whatsoever, Demul is spawning up on the sniper. Callback isn't really even holding open a door for anyone else. Because why would he? They can just walk back to last themselves. So Demul right now is going to posture up in onto the choke so far. He is on this sniper right now. They should, on the French side, expect this. I would be extremely surprised if they aren't kind of... There we go. He has been called out. He's actually getting jumped by this soldier right now. Raph just gets him instantly.
I mean, you know, it's a kind of situation where you got to do some deep peeks every now and then. Frenchies looks like they were where got their bit of spam into. Now they're trying to get all the way to choke. Raph jumping nice and high, but as just a little bit of a distraction, tries to allow some space for the rest of his team. Karnax goes in, manages to get Elico, but hitting for 2. We do see callback in as well.
Look at
He's actually hit 0 damage. Oh my god, one rocket is hit in all of that. And now Josh is in trying to force Patchouli, but again, he's not going to be using his again. It's going to turn into a super, super scrappy of all things in that situation. A 3 versus 3 Uber trade. Surely
he has to clip, like, he just has to two-shot everything right now. He's got a soldier friend in, and suddenly this is just, oh my god. Callback was so close. Like, Domo was playing with fire. The second he pulls out his Uber Saw in that situation, I'm like, please don't. Just keep your manigan up. Press mouse 2. But no, Domo doesn't care. Like, Hondog is sitting somewhere, and he's so happy.
Weird, peculiar, interesting situation. No, we're just seeing more scrappy fights happen. Karnax actually all the way towards the flank. He's trying to put the team basically on his shoulders at this point. He manages to get that one frag. He's cool. He's back to his heels again. The rest of the team, they're starting to move forward as well. Neo's gone down. That's not great, though. The rest of, you know, nerdRage is saying, like, well, maybe we can fight this. Maybe we can. We can peek. We can prod. We can do whatever. They've got themselves a bit of an advantage. Surely they don't know. Surely they don't know.
Oh, it's such a small one, though. Can you really do this coming into Granary last? It's such a distance. They're sending a soldier. Oh, I was getting a little bit worried there. Demul does get a kill onto Karnax, but that means that Callback, he's just going to walk forward, but he's going to find 2 blue scouts. And that means he's a very dead Frenchman, as unfortunately not quite able to find anything. Walks in, dies immediately, and that prompts a push. 2 kills. Do have a player ad on the side of nerdRage right now. So that will just be Elocore peeking this right side, but they're going to have to commit to something or go back out. Because standing right now, you're just going to take so much damage. Raph and Alien, they find both the scouts, but they get the force. Patchouli dropped all the way down to 32 during that exchange. So now look at nerdRage. They're so far back. Soldier was sitting up top. He is caught out, but Elocore just managed to find the kill to Raph instead. What? Look at Josh. He's just in on the flank as well. He doesn't go down. Elocore's found another kill to Alien.
Brother, I am going to need a second man as part of this Uber. We saw, like, that entire situation, Dome was like, okay, if we have a second person to be able to be in this Uber, this will be awesome. But, like, no one was there the whole time, so they dropped their demo. Now Uber's getting used. Both scouts, chariots, all fire all the way towards last. Karnax is the first of all victims. Neo has to be the second one that they deal with. That's what hitting all their crucial shots. A lot of cap time they've already been playing with, but, I mean, it's hard. The more Patchouli starts racking up these hills, the more difficult it's going to be for the side of nerdRage. Need to start playing towards point to prevent these spawners from getting in. Oh, they want to go for the frags, though. They want to go for the frags, and it looks like, whew, just about could be the correct choice there. Scrappy fight, but I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, that was, I can't believe that works. That was, it looks so bad. Eventually, you're in the situation where you're a medic standing on the low ground versus multiple projectile classes in the enemy team with 2 scouts both waiting for arrows, and somehow you just live. It's a little bit confusing. Fortunately for nerdRage, they managed to get ahead. They're now 3 rounds up with 11.5 minutes, which is not a lead you scoff at this point in the game, and the way that Granary can play out right now. So we do see a soldier just immediately in onto the blue choke. Patchouli is taken down, however, by Demul, who suddenly manages to find himself all the way behind. He finds it onto Aliens finally as well. Neo goes down. Demul! What is that?
Okay, this is kind of disgusting on the side of nerdRage. They just weren't even remotely contested. Now it says Karnax trying to get out all by his lonesome. He has many sweaty men. And Josh is like, bam! Get out! Last little guy to get the frag. Oh, this is kind of looking a bit brutal now. Frenchies are kind of getting a bit stomped right now. Elocore as well. A little bit further forward, and they want to keep on going. Thank God, finally, 2 actually get dropped.
What?
This is cringe. I mean, Elocore gets the frag. What?
Yes. Can you explain to me how Patchouli dies there? Elocore goes in, and yeah, it's kind of a disaster, but they get the medic kill. So I guess it's kind of salvaged, even though, like, they're building on second, and Yeehor he has no business. Please don't go for this. Please, just go back. Just,
the spawners are up. No. Go forward again. The spawners are back up. Let's go. No heals are forward. Patchouli just only getting there, and Yeehor's like, yeah! Well, Kudu's feeling it more, but yeah, they're like, dude, we can absolutely fight this. This is a 40% advantage. If they can cap second while getting the Uber, and then just like dot push, this is like the Krispy Kreme run straight in. Kunu takes 2 rockets, and all right, maybe chill.
So I think with Kunu going down there, that means that suddenly, with Josh actually taking down 90 HP, okay, never mind. They do manage to find a return kill onto Neo, which make this a little bit more interesting, but look at how far forward Alien Smiley has managed to get. Okay, there we go. Uber's actually popped in right now onto Alien. He actually doesn't get taken down here. He's 4 HP. Josh, where is your scout friend? Oh no, he's running back with the resub because D4's capping. And that is disaster. Oh my God.
That's, yeah. We'll just pretend none of that happened, because now the Frenchies are looking to try and retake second. We do see soldiers in easily getting the force. Very nicely played there by Demul. But in fairness, nicely played to Patchouli for not dropping, because that was a little bit scary. Raph dying there kind of does make it a little bit more difficult, because once again, this is nerdRage with an opportunity. They've not been forced entirely out of this choke just yet. Looks like Elocore wants to stay, but he's going to lose his life. Kuno as well, dropping pretty low. He's going to get a pipe. Oh, yeah. He'll get taken out as well. nerdRage got to back away, and Domo's actually particularly kind of by himself. He's just only linking up with his players. Frenchies, they got to chill out. They got to mellow down. Got these players one by one and just be thankful for a good thing.
If you're the Frenchies right now, this is pretty much exactly what you want. Sure, the Ubers are in the enemy team's favor, but with your 50% HP or 60% yourself, you can kind of kite out this Uber, get into second, kite the Uber back, have the Uber on your own after the enemy team's Uber fades. You kind of get a free ticket onto last. You can see nerdRage, they have an Uber charge, but now all of a sudden they realize it's still very doable for the Frenchies. Should they drop 1 round, the momentum can shift so fast. They have to get really careful.
Yeah, they got to be aware of things, but at the same time, it is a bit of an uphill struggle for the Frenchies. They need to actually start trying to be a little bit more proactive in these stalemates, right? Like, it always seems to be nerdRage, like, peeking and prodding and going for this, going for that. Like, Frenchies are kind of just sitting around, and then every now and then they'll be like, ow, right, you know, we'll go for something, whatever. But, like, 8 minutes on the clock, brothers, you got to start moving.
Yeah, callback, he just does a nice little speed shot. He's in on the double. Oh my god, he's 5 HP. He popped the Uber. Oh, did you see that rocket?
That was
he jumps in and he hits a crazy speed shot. He drops Domo into the air and he just does exactly what he needs to do for his team. But Patchouli, that's not what you want to do for your team. Demul just goes in, hits 2 nice little rockets onto him. Maybe it was even 3. And suddenly it's just, it goes from bad to worse for the Frenchies as it's only 2 players alive. Alien's 50 in choke. Soldier's not much healthier. Oh no.
That was so sad because it was literally a case of, I believe it was just, I don't know, Demul was just like on top of his head basically. It was like directly above him, and much like dogs, Patchouli couldn't look up. It was like impossible. It's like, I'll be fine. Don't know where I'm taking damage from. Oh no. So all that effort that they put in, all those, you know, big crispy rockets that was hit by callback, it's not going to mean anything at all. Now they're going to find themselves with a big old Uber disadvantage on their own second. Once again, time is ticking down, boys.
Timer is ticking down indeed in nerdRage. They can just take so much time. Not that much time, because Patchouli is 75% at this point, but they can definitely get themselves a second cap should they really want to be aggressive. There we go. It's Kunu getting this Uber onto him, but look at the distance he has to cover. Okay, he does get Alien Smiley, but Patchouli's going to have the Uber any second now, which means the Frenchies, they pretty much have to go. They, in theory, still kind of have time if they can roll this extremely quickly, but they have to get kills like that onto Elafor and Kunu and Demul. Just falling down as well. Oh my god, you have to go right now, essentially. Karnax, you already have the second cap. You don't have to stand there. They should be on the middle already. 6.5 minutes for 3 rounds. This is... It is doable. They just have to not muck it up.
Ever. They can't really afford to make many mistakes at all. Like, it's going to be so hard, right? Because Domo's so close to his own Uber, they can even back into lobby if they want to just, like, chill there a little bit, but they're happy, very content to, like, hold things there. If there were any back spawns inside of nerdRage, maybe that would be an opportunity for the Frenchies to just, like, go, you know, straight onto the chokes, but that didn't happen either. A little bit unfortunate in terms of the deaths, and now... Like, it's going to be equal. Any second opportunity is just only getting his Uber, and everyone on the side of nerdRage, they think, right, let's just coast it, boys. Coast it to our free win.
Yeah, this is... Normally, you kind of get a little bit anxious about nerdRage and the sort of more passive playstyle that they choose to adopt. But in a situation like this, where you're 3 rounds up with 5.5 minutes left, this is exactly what you need to just run down the timers for like a minute, and you automatically win the game because it's mathematically impossible for the enemy team to come back, which is very much what we're nearing already. As the Frenchies pretty much just have to kind of press W right now if they want to win. Even if they just want to tie it up at this point.
No.
Neo does get dropped from this Uber as well as it is popped out. Look at Domo. He hasn't even popped yet. Soldier does try to go in, tries to get that force. Raph is 13 HP as he tries to run away. Callback found as well. This looks like, if it's not the final nail in the coffin, it's like almost there. The guy's on, like Josh is standing there with a hammer above the nail. He hasn't quite hit it yet, but you know, it's almost there. So whack is like, boom, there it was. It's down. That's the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, bro, that's whack, man. That ain't right at all. Uber still firmly in the hands of Domo, seemingly forever just going to have his Uber now moving forward all the way towards second. They can look to go, they can look to stay, they can look to do whatever they want. Demul does throw his life away, trying to help out his Frenchy brothers, trying to give them just one final opportunity as Raph gets so much damage, will be forced off Domo. With Elikor going down as well, then Josh as well. I mean, this has suddenly turned into just 3 men alive on the side of nerdRage. Even one scout flanking. Karnax not getting anything, doesn't really matter too much. Like you said, we're going to need so much W. So much W. And Nihor is behind and doesn't quite scout class.
This is, what's he doing? This is, a little bit exciting. Kunu did get the Uber force there. Look at Nihor. He's like 50 HP. Sitting in the enemy top. He finds a soldier. Please don't get a shot. That'd be really funny if he did. But, oh, there's a second spawner. Nihor. How long can he stand? How long can he run the same circle over and over again? Okay, there we go. I think his time's an end now. As he is taken down by Karnax at this point. Demul is on the lamp, guys. I think it's very important to point out. We need to see
Batman's
this is a lamp.
Yeah. He's gonna nuke. He's dropped down.
Is he gonna do it? No!
No one's there. No men was there. Frenchies are just walking straight on in. They're like, okay, right, guys. If we're going to stand any chance at all of winning, we just need to just push all the time. 3 minutes left on the clock. Unfortunately, the combo of the Frenchies did not seem to get the memo. But Judy's like, please, brothers, my KD. I don't want to die anymore. I know they have Uber. They're trying to get out. so they've lost players. They forced off the Uber. Raph looks like he won't be too long for this world. Yep, he's gonna get cleaned up because the Maul just hits like every air shot very easily. Uber's off. Right. Oh, thank God. They get Domo. They get damage as well. They're picking up some frags. Is this doable, Wandum? Talk to me. Is this doable?
No, it's 2.5 minutes for three rounds equally. One round takes like I think a max of like a minimum of 1 minute 10. Like even if you have everyone on the cap as soon as the round starts, it's like 50 seconds. But nobody in this game can no clip, so it's just like I feel like the Frenchies ultimately, when they decided to hold yard and not push forwards, they kind of just lost themselves the game. There was it wasn't a good fight to take, but at that point you can't really care about whether or not it's a good fight because like it doesn't matter if it's an 80-10 for the opposing team if you go in, or like an 80-20, sorry, 20-80 for you when you push in. If you're just gonna lose anyway, you might as well go for it, you know. Like, because the alternative was just losing, which is what ended up happening.
Slightly disappointing, but, you know, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. We do see our dying few moments left in the game. This is an opportunity for everyone to get all the big frags, all the big air shots of the season. Josh ain't going to hit none of those. He's going to get instead bullied by scouts on high ground. Is the fate of all soldiers in Year of Our Lord 2020. Everyone's got his Uber. We have time for at least one more big frag Uber as all the Frenchies are here. Oh my God, Josh is just going to walk forward. Then he's going to stop walking forward and he's going to walk forward more.
Yeah, the W key is just hard bound, especially for Karnax, who really wants to kill Yeehaw. But I mean, it worked out earlier, but right now it just doesn't really seem like it's going to do absolutely anything at all. There's a guy in the cap, but I guess he's taken down as well. At this point, I don't know. Like we're in some serious dead time. So basically, what you do in dead time is you sit on one of the projectile classes and you hope and pray for a cool air shot. So basically, what you can do at this point in the video game. There's not really much else to say. I mean, I thought that was really close for a long time. Felt like there definitely was opportunities for the Frenchies to sort of come back into it. Unfortunately, ended up not quite being able to capitalize on the opportunities that were given to them. nerdRage able to outmaneuver, get some better post Ubers, and sort of use those to capitalize and get into last and actually get it capped. Oh.
Gave him the stick. He gave him the stick. Well, as we go into our dying few moments, I will remind people that according to the insider info that I have, this Granary was picked by your boy Raph on the side of the Frenchies. So, the Frenchies getting a little bit stomped on their very first map, which is their pick as well, going into Snakewater, which will be the nerdRage pick. They got to make big things happen.
Yeah, it's the classic Taz theory from Counter-Strike, where you pick the opponent's map and beat them on it to get them really scared. It's like, what if you beat them on your best map? And that's what nerdRage just did. I imagine they beat the opponents on their best map. I feel like I was expecting more from Neo this game. I feel like the way you look at him, you sort of think of him as sort of a kind of a hard carry, but I don't know. Demul this game was unbelievable. He was so good.
Hi, we're back. This is us. Very beginning of another Team Fortress TV night of Cass. I'm eepily, joined by Wandum. ArchRhythm here is on production. In case anyone wants to ! Production, it's ArchRhythm. We just saw a game. We just saw a big boy game from nerdRage. And we can go straight into some logs. I think we'll look at some logs.
Yeah. I do not see them quite yet, but I'm just going to assume that the soldiers had a lot of air shots. There we go. I finally found a link. Oh my God. Ooh. Okay, look at this. The air shots are actually tiny, which is really disappointing because normally Granary is the map that gives you really big logs for your air shots because the pipes are kind of weird on Last. But we weren't on Last for a very long time, so not a lot of spam was exchanged. But look at Demul. He kind of went even on Roma, which on this map is pretty crazy. 23 for 23, doing 283 DPM as well. That is a really good Roma game on a map like Granary. He outfragged both his scouts. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good game.
That's pretty good. I feel like I'll be honest, right? The bigger numbers that point out to me, as much as I enjoy talking about, soldiers on Granary and all the big air shots, which are basically cheating because of the pipe. The two biggest stats I think we got to look at is the fact that Domo died 4 times to the 10 of Patchouli, which is very significant, and the fact that Yeehaw just literally didn't die that game. He had 9 deaths. Yeehord had less deaths than Patchouli, right? So yeah. Yeehord, did get out-fragged by your boy Demul, but he also just didn't die ever. He didn't even take any much damage. He nearly took the same amount of damage as Patchouli did, which is kind of ridiculous. So Yeehord was just doing it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Demul kind of put on a clink. He had some really good individual moments, kind of stealing the show on a couple of occasions, walking in onto second, etc. Sort of finding some nice little rockets in ramp room as well. He had some really good middles, taking people off guard. It's pretty much exactly what you could possibly ask yourself or ask out of your aroma. As I want to see, I think the Frenchies, they did respond fairly closely, but I feel like Korbak had his own shot. I feel like if the Frenchies had won, we'd be sitting here talking about how Korbak just went off, because he also played a really good game. His shot onto Domo was nuts. Unfortunately, his own medic decided that he doesn't care how good your own frag video is. He's going to ruin the sentiment and the moment by doing something really bad himself, and just drops, which it's unlucky. Demul pulling out for his team once again, but I think Korbak was playing a really good game. We are going into Snakewater, which is a little bit less soldier-centric. You still have a lot of opportunity as a soldier to go back and forth, do some cool little hidey spots, do some crazy bombs. I think, honestly, a little bit more than Granary, because Granary, as we was talking about earlier, it has really tiny choke points. Snakewater's choke points are small as well, but you have a lot more space to work with when you're trying to push through them. You have a lot more sort of fast bombs that are easier to pull off, that don't require speed shots. That means they're much more consistent to do. Wall shots are easier than speed shots, because I'm a soldier man, and I do rocket jumps all the time, and I know that. At Captain in chat, he can confirm that speed shots are impossible.
Yeah. They're impossible. No one's ever done them before. I agree.
Never
in
done
fairness,
a speed shot in my life.
I'm going to say that statistically speaking, that was a below average game for Neo, only getting 24 frags instead of the 24.7 he usually gets. So a little bit lackluster. Gonna need more from him this game, and I'm sure he'll be happy to do it, because like you said, your 50th CSGO metaphor of the evening did state, every team that plays each other's maps always wins each other's maps. That was the point of the metaphor, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I can tell you the full, Thorin style anecdote of.
Please don't, Wandum. Thank you. This map. Talked a little bit about it. Put your money where your mouth is, mate. Who do you think is gonna be looking hot? Are we looking to see nerdRage again, winning mids, winning plays, being the proactive team and just kind of winning in dominating fashion, or do we think the Frenchies, they got a little bit more to give?
I mean, the cop-out answer is saying that it depends on who has the better mids. Ultimately, I think that thought ultimately puts it slightly in the favor of nerdRage. They did look better on Granary. I don't know how much better they would look on Snakewater, but it was the map that they picked. So I imagine they have something up their sleeve, to say the very least. Should they be able to win the mid? I mean, Snake is another one of those maps where I think in the same vein as Granary, if you are capable sort of pushing off of the sort of smaller advantages that the enemy will eventually just kind of give you by nature of the fact that you're playing TF2, people eventually die to sort of you sack a soldier, etc. I think that nerdRage, they prove themselves to be better at capitalizing off of these mistakes, coming out the enemy team over the Frenchies, and I think they should be able to take this. I think it's probably going to be close, but I imagine that nerdRage, they should probably take this in the end.
I would honestly love to disagree with you, but I mean, unless we see something dramatically different, well, dramatically worse from nerdRage, or something dramatically better from the Frenchies, I feel like it's going to be a case of nerdRage being comfortable. The only thing I will say is nerdRage did get a really, really early round last time, and anytime you get a really early round and get to play comfortable from the start, it makes a big difference. But all in all, I think maybe this will be another map for nerdRage, but going to be going into it now. Second map of the night. nerdRage versus Frenchies here in our first Premiership playoff game. And into our first mid here on Snakewater. Tell me what you're seeing, Mr. Wandum.
Alien Smiley kind of hits his head a couple times. He's going to be feeling a little bit dizzy after that rollout. As Elicor does get to mid. I don't even know if it was earlier. I was too busy kind of being a little bit excited about Alien sort of hitting his head as Demul goes straight in to his death. Doesn't really find anything off of that bomb. His soldier friend wasn't able to help him at all. Look at Eliko. He's stuck behind this. Apparently, Raph and Korvac have died, but maybe it doesn't matter if the entire enemy team is dead. Look at Domo. He's just not with his medic. Yeehor decided to run out of Saw. And this, you were saying earlier, a really good mid. Putting yourself in control at the beginning of the game makes it so much easier to play the rest of the round, and by that metric, the game as well. nerdRage, they will be setting up a gun, setting up a sentry, holding last. They have a nice little 90% Uber disadvantage coming into this last.
Yeah, we do see the defensive sniper on the side of Kunu just playing towards his left-hand side, nice and safe, ready to catch anyone who doesn't quite get flashed through the shutter in time. The Frenchies, they can take just a moment to breathe, make sure they get everyone buffed up. This Uber advantage is super significant, and now that's going to be using straight through the shutter. The headshot does bring out towards Raph, so Kunu already can give it there. The Sticky's going to pick up Neo as well, so this is going to make it really difficult. Frenchies can't really afford to play point right now. They kind of got to start going for frags, but the Yeehor Heavy picks up Alien as well. Korvac to be trying to get out. Surely he doesn't.
Nope.
He won't either. That's, yeah, bit of a scuff push there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the health and the damage just wasn't quite there. Raph getting sniped down at the beginning of that push makes it really hard, honestly. Only having one soldier to try and control, like, both high grounds that you do have to control on last. Make sure you can spam out the enemy heavy, and sentry gun just wasn't quite there. The damage not enough, which means now nerdRage, they do have themselves a little bit of an Uber charge advantage. Now they have a player ad as well, because Karnax tries to go through kitchen, fortunately just finds a rocket launcher out of the mall. That's Raph walking in afterwards. The Uber comes out of them, but look at Alien Smiley. Gets caught out. Uber comes right back in, and Dom was taken down. Yeehor finds a kill onto the mall as well. Yeehor 70 HP. Korvac finds a kill onto Dome. Onto Kunu. Sorry right now. Eliko does get taken down. Just, boom. You're dead. It's a headshot machine.
Wow.
My second CS reference of the night.
That was pretty sick. Like, it wasn't, like, it was a considerably better Uber for the side of the Frenchies, but they were 2 down by the time they used, and then they just like, bam, okay, we're going to pick up Domo, and then we're just going to dodge everyone around. Like, it would have been really easy for them to lose track of things, lose a little bit of focus, and have Patchouli die at the end, which would have left things in like an equal Uber situation, sitting around, you know, more like not playing of the game. But with that little bit of an extra effort that went into it, Patchouli keeps himself alive, gets himself this Uber advantage. They're going to have to be speedy boys if they want to do this. Possibly jumping just aggro from right-hand side. This time, they should be hyper aware of this left side spawn sniper. Look like Frenchies, they want to start trying to move towards left-hand side. It was being used. Oh, damage jumping in nice and deep. All the way towards spawn and picked up Domo! Oh, huge stickies from Alien. That is such a fantastic start. And now they can afford to chill things out just a little bit. Gun's already down as well. Demul's weak, but he is directly above them. Gets a lot of damage towards Alien. He's going to get cleaned up as well. Frenchies are going to relax, calm down, get themselves some much-needed arrows before they can start aggressing over the point. Domo still dead for 4 more seconds. Karnax playing towards the time, just bringing all these players forward, and the damage is so good. Oh, it's crispy.
He just hits the one rocket, hits the second rocket, and that is, ow. That was a really nice little heads-up play coming out of Alien. Domo not quite ready to go down there. That dead medic just means that the health on the blue side is so much less than what it could have been. And, you know, the rockets out of Korvac towards the end, they almost kind of threw that push. They're taking a really long time to get back up. Luckily for them, Korvac just kind of gives it a little bit of fireworks. Shows us why he's here in the first place. As Soldier is right in onto the scout. That is just one of those mids. As Soldier's actually in onto the medic. That's a really nice rocket. Doesn't quite connect. Patchouli is 22 HP. The Soldier bump does come across. Josh gets a kill onto Raph. That's Soldier for Soldier, but it looks like the blue team, they do have the high ground. Alien Smiley's walking in, but with one scout in his own choke. Eliko is going to get taken down on the point. Gets caught out a little bit far forwards. Soldier on the high ground now. He just gets piped down by Alien, taken down by another one. As the blue team, they have to retreat here. The demo man being dead, not quite optimal. And with a demo pick as well, the Frenchies, they're going to walk into second.
That was a really patient mid from the side of the Frenchies. They lost control of the high ground, but they just kept it on moving. Korvac is jumping in, tries to get just a little bit towards Domo. They actually managed to trade out a player there, so with
There's
all
so
of
much
that,
damage.
Domo's still trying to back up. Oh, Demul gets... Oh my god. This surely can look good for the Frenchies. They got to be super aware right now. If Neo does manage to go down here, this will be scary, but then it's going to use They don't want to drop him at all. It's going to use straight on in, and this is questionable because Domo's just... Yeah, no, not going to use at all. Nowhere near. And then Rash coming in late. Is he going to die as well?
No.
Oh, closer. Closer. That was, I think, a little bit panicked there from the side of the Frenchies. They kind of wanted to force a good thing too much, and it just didn't happen. Now, they find themselves staring down Domo's 100% Uber advantage with a player disad as well.
Yeah, they want to try to get this force here. The quicker they can get this Uber out of Patchouli, or out of Domo, sorry, the better. As they could probably, if they start building and they just keep building, they can probably get this up fairly close to the point where they would kind of have it holding last right now. But Alien Smiley, he's just going to get rushed down by Scout. He's 14 HP. He almost gets taken down. That is... Monka S's are flying through the chat right now because that was a little bit adventurous coming out of the demo there. He does live. Patchouli is 95%. He should have this for last. But nerdRage have suddenly managed to wrestle this all the way back in. Both soldiers are bombing forward here. They're trying to get onto Patchouli. They get the drop!
Bro, I don't even care that you just traded three lovely gentlemen for that one Uber. That was pretty sick stuff from them all. Again, Domo's going to be backing all the way towards Grass. They got this big Uber advantage, but they don't really have any business trying to play towards here. And I say that, Elikor does just 1v1 Raph, even though he's nowhere near his heals at all. They can maybe look to be aggressive. Look at the damage! What?
I mean,
bro.
I mean, Demo's a pretty good class. He can shoot things and explode. They do a lot of damage to multiple people. And they just kind of stand in it. The Elikor just shoots everyone. That is so unfortunate for the Frenchies. They could hold that so much more effectively. Sniper on Neo is pretty much the only thing that could possibly save them. But Demoman just bombing right in onto his face means that the sentry gun will be taken down. Sniper does nothing. Soldier tries getting onto a combo, but the medic is immortal. He doesn't die clawback. Josh and Demul will get taken down. There's still stickies on the point, and that heavy is getting arrowed. He does finally get taken down. Soldier's in onto the medic, but Raph is taken down as well. No stickies on the point anymore. Alien's finally just going to get juggled by Scout. It's one guy, Neo. He has to two-shot everyone right now. But that is so many players as nerdRage. They respond with a round of their own after a really nice coordinated bomb coming in from their soldiers.
That was, I don't know, that was a pretty nice tail end of that fight where I just saw two scouts getting heals on the side of nerdRage, and they kind of just bullied. They just kind of bullied players. They just picked a guy, was like, right, let's kill him. Let's kill the next one. Let's get the next one. Classic scout gameplay. You know it. You love it. 22 minutes left on the clock. 1-1 right now. Frenchies, as soon as they get a good thing going, nerdRage are back to equalize.
Yeah, so coming into this mid, it's pretty much anyone's game now. Momentum is in nerdRage's favor, as Callback is taken down by Demul immediately there. Josh gets on the high ground as well. This is Scout just fighting the soldier. Raph just gets to do absolutely nothing. These soldiers are not having a fun middle so far. They're just getting bullied all the way out. Look at the Frenchies. They want nothing to do with this. They've lost that soldier. They lost their positioning, and they're back onto second.
Weird little mid there. Basically, it came down to that one little soldier now, basically on like second as well. It was a weird situation to lose things. But you can see soldier again going in deep. This time, Josh is going to get melted. But actually, Demul's still on the high ground. Gets a lot of damage. Oh, that's a crispy rocket. And the Sticky's going to be picking up Karnax as well. A little bit of an opportunity, possibly out through window if they want to go. But no, they just walk on in. They walk on in. Frenchies are just like, oh, man. Guess we lose this point as well. Right, back to last again. Sit around.
Yeah, that's, losing Alien Smiley like that to a scout just kind of running in is really bad. Not having that demo to lock down Saw means that nerdRage can just kind of walk through it for free. As Ubers are even again, but this time, truly, you gotta either like go into spawn so they don't kill you, or you gotta. I'm holding my mouse up to my head right now, and there's actually more than one button on it, and it's pretty insane.
Oh.
I think you can press another one and it does something sometimes. It's like a cheat. It's like a cheat code.
Or like
don't
the door.
take damage.
Yeah, or the door. That'd be sick as well.
Yeah.
I will have to say, right. This is another situation where Frenchies are happy they're doing their thing, but it is going to be Demul going in super deep again. He's catching. Oh, but Chewie in the same location again. Chewie's still alive. Oh, he found the door this time. We're fine. Jesus Christ.
Karnax is taken down by Tuna as well, and Callback gets taken down by Josh. They're in for free. They got just. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but he just like finds the golden ticket on the floor. He just picks it up. He doesn't even go to the store and like buys a chocolate thin or anything. He just finds it on the floor. They're already in. The Uber's popped out. Alien is just dead. Just immediately here. It's just Raph left alive. He's taken down as well. That's another round for nerdRage. I mean, it feels like the Frenchies, they should be in this, but they're just... I don't want to say it's a comedy of errors. I want to say it's just Demoul going crazy, but at the same time, Demoul, there's no way he should get like 4 to 5 rockets off there.
That, yeah, like, I don't know. It does just seem a little bit confusing considering it seems to be what nerdRage are kind of going for each time. I think it's even sad of the fact that they lost 3 more players after that. Finally, they didn't get forced or drop or whatever. Then they lose 3 players. Whatever, that's in the past now. We found ourselves a new mid. This time, Josh is going to get taken out basically instantly. Let's go with a follow-up, and we do find ourselves trading players every which way right now. All 4 players for each team playing towards their own side, which is not too bad. Demoul definitely even Arrow gets a lot of damage toward Raph, and they're going to be cleaning him up as well. Rinse, repeat. Demoul walks forward, gets an arrow, backs up, gets an arrow, and it's now going to be looking to be a nice little mid here. Alien gets thrown around just a little bit, but be looking to survive here. So not too bad the side of the Frenchies, but that does count as a lost mid. Both medics surviving though.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately both medics do survive. The 3rd pick onto the red side means that nerdRage are just able to walk in, pretty much take the mid for free. The Frenchies know they can't contest. They send in Soldier again. He's in through this pipe area. The second one's in through Saw. He's in onto the medic. Doesn't quite get the shot. Demoul and Josh both go down, but it looks like both teams just traded soldiers right now. Karnax gets healed back up, and nerdRage, they're kind of flirting with pushing in right now. So they do take a lot of damage in the process. Scout and choke as well, kind of denying the enemy scout. Nobody really willing to go in after all. Both soldiers traded. Demoul is playing the class that isn't soldier. He's on the pointy shooty guy. He's on sniper. Yeah.
First time this map, so maybe Frenchies might not be 100% aware. I can foresee a world where one of these scouts just gets like instantly headshot.
Yep.
I can see that happening. Therefore, possibly allowing nerdRage a little bit more of an opportunity to peek and prod. More though.
I feel like the sniper shot dot should have been called at this point. They're looking kind of through window. The soldiers sitting in window is extremely suspicious. Kind of making space for his sniper. He's actually rotated over to Saw, hoping to find someone close, but I think the Frenchies have caught on. The soldiers just spamming him out right there. He should be completely called out. He's going to go for a little bit of a funny shot. Okay, never mind. He's going to back off. With him called now, he's going to walk over to grass. It's a little bit safer to play through grass. He does get a nice little body shot onto Neo. Not able to really do anything off of that. He's going to track around, try to find something here. He gets the body shot onto Karnak. And that opens up a little bit. He can go a little bit more aggressively. So he's in, but Yeehaw is fine to kill. To call back. They're on to point now. That's 2 kills. Neo does get the 2-shot onto Domo, and there's no one with him. That was the only scout because Demoul, he's on the sniper. He would have been playing soldier anyway. But with his scout friend just in Saw right now, that Uber's popped out of both teams. But with Josh going in behind and dying as well without doing anything, it gets pretty good for the Frenchies, honestly.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Like I said, they still obviously do have this stuff they've got to be aware of, but they want to try and bust through this big old choke point. Get a lot of these nerdRage players towards the point, so they can try and deal just enough damage to keep them moving back. It should be looking pretty good. Josh does ultimately get this forward spawn, which does open the opportunity just a little bit. Ooh, Domo goes down super weak in this deep bomb, but he's actually going to just about survive that. And Frenchies, they're finding themselves 3 men down right now. They've got to kind of hightail it all the way through second, and every single doorway they've got to be a little bit spooked of because these sniper angles. Julie, way back on our right-hand side. They are going to be building this Uber. They should be able to get it in time for last. But they're finding themselves with... It is basically the equal Ubers. They're just only getting the hold up. So there is a little opportunity right now where weird things can happen. And obviously, they're going to have to be forward holding because there is still this omnipresent Demoul sniper threat.
Demoul actually has a fairly clean shot onto Alien Smiley. Decides Mercy Rule, doesn't want to click his mouse. Doesn't really go for it. Yeehaw feeds in Laura as well. So now, all of a sudden, Frenchies have found themselves 2 picks, which is pretty good, but Callback, who would be the one sacking through, actually has eaten a lot of damage trying to get in. Alien Smiley is going to find Elicor's pipe launcher as well. So it looks like no sacks really to be made. Okay, never mind. Josh has decided he wants to be the one to sack, as Raph is all waiting onto Saw and trade with Demoul, who's back on Soldier now. So no more funnies. I hope.
But in fairness, he can do that same jump where he shoots 2 rockets off the wall, goes high, and then kills Patchouli. I love that jump. That's like my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. But what if Karnax plays spy and backstabs the enemy medic?
I could see a world where that would work. Maybe teams would be thinking about it. You know, we've not seen really any spy at all in this series. Nope. So, oh, the wall jumped in. He did that same jump, but he killed Patchouli.
What?
He's done it. He's done it.
How?
Wait,
Dom was dead as well. normal. So that would just play the game without medics, I guess, eepily. Sure, whatever. I mean, actually, Josh has gone down here, so really, honestly, the Frenchies have a player advantage. LOL is being put in chat, but never mind. It looks like both players just decide, okay, whatever. We'll just start over again. It's fine. Who needs to push anyway? Don't push now, French. It's not. Like, they've set up on second. Just go back to last.
Right now,
just sit there.
Everyone's just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Yeah. No one saw nothing. We just get Arubas again. Just same again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny part, right? We're just back where we started. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah.
Okay, right. I'm gonna let you know that if I ever, for the rest of this game, see the ball do that same jump and kill Patchouli, I will leave my house. I will be gone.
Can you cast
Goodbye.
from outside your window?
I probably can.
I probably can as well. I mean, I think the wire on my mic is loud enough, or like long enough. I could probably do that. Like, get outside. I wouldn't be able to look at my monitor, but who cares about the game anyway?
Well, apparently I'll just say that Jamal kills Patchouli. Doesn't matter. Josh, this time, he's trying to do the dual special. He gets sent into the skybox, and
he gets alien somehow. Elicor's in. He's actually gotten headshot here by Neo, which means he can't really go in any further. Korvac does trade with Kunu, but Elicor's taken down as well. They're 2 up on nerdRage. They didn't get to pop the Uber. Maybe it doesn't matter, because they're just walking all the way back to Saw, and they shouldn't really be fighting this at all. Josh will be trying to go for something here. They want to fight this. That soldier bombs into a scout, and that's really unlucky.
Damage is looking pretty good. We do see Raph get forced super far back. Alien as well, not quite that fully healed. These directs actually doing a lot of damage across the entire map. Raph is like basically already dead. Raph has to be completely out of this fight, which essentially means they're 1 player down, even though he's not actually dead. One pipe does manage to do damage to 2 significant players. Slightly better Uber now on the side of Domo. It should be, yeah, Alien's getting picked up. Patchouli's got to be super aware of this buddy. Oh, he's taken so much damage. Oh, he's got no health at all. But the rest of his team's even more unhealthy because they're dead.
Like Raph just kind of has to chat it, but the enemy team is just ignoring him. Raph is out of ammo. Bro, do anything. Actually, he just has to watch the rest of his team fall. nerdRage now with 3-1, 12.5 minutes left. Again, this is a really good position. They don't have, at this point, they don't have to get aggressive anymore. It's like 6 minutes per round. That's so easy on this map. Snakewater, it's such a free last though. You can just sit here forever. Like, it gets so difficult for the Frenchies now. They have to find something. They have to do it fairly quickly as well. Pressure's on them right now. They lose this, they're out of the season. Yeah, but there's still a lot they can do this time. Ooh. That goes in super deep. Doesn't quite hit that second rocket, even with a follow-up. Doesn't quite happen. Raph tries to get this follow-up as well, but like, it's 1 by 1. It's 1 by 1 for the Frenchies. They're like, oh, right, I'm going to keep my life, I'm going to keep my life, and now it's going to be just all the high. Oh my god. That's disgusting! Don't make nerdRage look this, and Patchouli gave up. That is some fancy hops out of him. Pulls out the Caber. Doesn't do anything because Patchouli killbind, but that was pretty sick. They're just spawn camping. Look at him. He's setting up. He's tearing Raph to jump and pull back. He gets the force. This is actually pretty bad for nerdRage now. I'm gonna be honest. They're getting spawns here on the red side, and they don't have second cap yet. Just Yeehaw on second right now. Jamal is in, but he fires like 10 people and it's so much damage. It's only Raph and Patchouli once again. Elicor's just standing on the point right now. He shoots the soldier in the ass. He doesn't even get to stand on the point. The medic's trying to find something. But 4 for 1 now for nerdRage. And it's, it was still doable. Now it's like genuinely scary for the Frenchies. They have to find something now, and it has to be better than what they tried to do last middle. They got bullied. That entire round was just them being bullied. nerdRage was like, you know what? Zero respect. Absolutely don't care at all. Like, this is, like you said, it's hard. It is still technically possible. Frenchies need a considerably better mid than we just saw them. This time they're not going to go super aggressive, which makes 100% sense. It wasn't working last time. Oh, the soldiers everywhere jumping all the way in. Frag being traded more and more and more. Doma has gone down. Patchouli has got a big sweaty gentleman on him, and surely he's not going to be living. He's not going to be living. I mean, still, it is a medic. And Josh wants health packs, so he's dead. Okay, never mind. I didn't really look at the kill feed. I'm so sorry. But you know what? I mean, it's 3 rounds up, and it's 9.5 minutes left, which means they still have 3 minutes per round, should they want to do this. But at the same time, if they lose this round, which they very much could do, Neo's on Sniper right now, which doesn't exactly accelerate the pace of the game unless he hits absolutely everything. Which kind of is what he has to do right now, because the other scout on his team is playing Engineer. Soldiers, you know, like, they haven't been that successful with their bombs out compared to...
Wandum, brother.
What's up?
There's a crit streak on the side of Domo, and he's about to get it. Oh, my boys!
It's everyone on Elico cam right now.
Elico cam right now. Crit has been
he's shooting
ball jumping in once again. No one's died. Come on, anything actual. Nothing's happened. We can start on point. We can do that. Yeah, stand on point a little bit. Cooley gets a lot of time on point. Doesn't cap it. Yeah. Well. Oh god.
Is Eames in chat? Is Eames here? So that's a crazy little crit. Just goes in, gets a kill into callback. That's just like a mental kill for him, you know. Like you just get that for the mental game. Just sort of tilts him a little bit more than he probably already is. But that's, I mean, honestly, like that's pretty much exactly what the Frenchies need at this point. They need to just ride this advantage that they do get. Domo almost already has crits again. They have to go kind of quickly here. Nevo is being a little bit scared, kind of checking a lot of sticky corners. I don't know if they can beat this because Elico is going to have the criticals on him again pretty soon right now. The Uber does come forwards, but look at this. nerdRage just so far back out. They just don't really get any kills. Yeho's behind on second as well, and I think he can actually get this cap if he doesn't get blocked now.
Yeah, like,
they back the demo.
The entire team, the French team is just like, I would like to kill Yeho more than anything right now. They get him. They don't really get anything else from it, and they now have to cap second, and now this crit is up again. Once again, we do find ourselves with a critical Carnax has gone down. Do we see it once again? Absolutely new crits. No, Elicos is just going to jump in anyway. They don't need it. Yeah, they don't need it.
I mean, he doesn't need it, but he hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit the medic.
That's fine. They're all dying. They're all winning. Also, Domo died.
Damn. I mean, would the 3 times damage there have done any difference? Kudu just like kind of 2 shots them. That's 5-1 now. So now, I don't want to say GG, but they have to go really quick, and they haven't been able to do that. The first round was really fast, but they haven't been able to recreate that magic. Feels like the first mid was kind of disastrous for nerdRage, and since then the Frenchies. I mean, you just kind of have to go. You can't stop going at this point.
All I want is one successful crit where we get a single frag. Yeah. We do see Domo once again on the crits. He's trying to do it for me. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Going into this potential final mid here. No one on the side of nerdRage looking to go super, super keen. They got to make sure they keep healing if they do want to get this crit off before anything too much happens. By advantage, they have to dot it. Right, Alec, he's going to beast it. Go on, my brother.
Come on. Come on. It goes through, and it finds...
Come on.
Scout and Rapid Dead. I mean, they're getting kills anyway, but Elko has... He has to hit it for so long. Oh my god! Did you see that arrow out of Domo? That was pretty nuts. As, I don't know if that was on cam. Oh, it is on cam as well, boys. There we go. That was pretty crazy. Did you like that, boys? That was that's a GG arrow. Normally you talk about a figurative nail of like a metaphorical nail in the coffin. That's just like a literal nail in the coffin right there. That's oh boy. That's really spicy to end this off.
It's brutal. You know what else is gonna be brutal? 4 times the charm! Because we nearly got ourselves a crit streak on the side. On the side of Domo.
Come on. We can do this. It's 90%. He's getting ready. They're clearing traps. He wants to get in this and make sure that his medic doesn't die. It's almost like, can we just walk somewhere else?
And like, boys, we're going to pick a doorway which ideally we're not going to get instantly nuked on. One of these would be fantastic. They're peeking a little bit towards the right side. Now they're just like, guess what? It was just a fake the whole time. We're going to go left and then we're going right again. Straight from Shaka. Chris has been used once again. The stickies are out. Teleport's dead. Oh no!
Oh,
I think that counts. For a kill. That counts. Cutie got frag. We've done it. 4 times the charm.
We did it. He got a crit kill.
Nothing else happened.
Oh. It's actually just 3 dead for nerdRage. That would be pretty bad, but there's like 5 minutes left and they're 4 rounds up, so it doesn't really matter. I think at this point, as sad as it is to say, with 5 minutes left of the game, it's impossible for the Frenchies to really come back. This one, they're just kind of playing it out. for the boys, you know, for Olga. Not here with us anymore. Kunu on Sniper, finally giving us the show that we need. I'm assuming we need, I don't know, he hasn't hit anything yet, because the rest of his team is just kind of dead. He wants 13 HP and Saw doesn't quite get the kill. He's 25 HP himself, and he just gets piped across the map. Okay, they finally managed to wipe nerdRage, but it's like with 4 minutes left. It's kind
of... This is... I mean, the Frenchies, they still have opportunities to get, like, sympathy rounds. You know, these are things which can very much be a thing.
Come back.
Demol, he's on back burner. He's in full spawn on back burner.
Oh.
There's sticky bombs here. See if he wants to go for it.
I think he should. He can air blast. He can air blast the sticky bombs. I think he can walk
That's true,
forward.
actually. What are the sticky bombs above the shutter?
Maybe Alien Smiley isn't looking. He's gonna go for it. That's not how you do this. Wait, what?
I think they might Uber in. I think the Frenchies are just gonna Uber in. They've Ubered in towards left-hand side. Once again, Alien's in the skybox. He's getting no significant damage. Gets moved around just a little bit. Players traded out every which way. Gun has gone down, which has opened things up a little bit. 90%. We are actually on the Uber charge once again from the side of Domo. And basically the second he gets his Uber, this is going to be once again save times for the side of nerdRage. And a potential to try and push it. Uber does get used all in lobby. No real frags. Dancing around just a little bit. Kind of starting on the back lines. Alien as well towards lower. I believe he may have been spotted by a couple players. So this is very much the opportunity for nerdRage to try and play just a little bit chill. Go patient, keep dealing damage, and then in fairness, if they just want to chill on last, they absolutely can.
Yeah. I mean, they've got it in the bag at this point. There's nothing really to worry about. Sit back, relax, you know. Go grab yourself a drink. So everything's okay. I'm surprised, to be completely honest, about the outcome. I thought this would have been at least a little bit closer, but apparently nerdRage is just really good. They haven't shown it all season. I don't know. I mean, I guess they turn up when it matters. The playoffs, the Uber just comes forward here. Neo just gets taken down. That's sad. There's Ihor dead. Demol dead as well. Maybe sympathy round. I don't know. So Josh is bombing in onto the point. Karnax is dead. Uber comes right back out. That's a medic, and he's going to die. But truly, unfortunately, I don't think this is quite the showing they were hoping for. He kind of...
Alien's crazy.
Yeah, he is.
He hits those. It's happening. It's all working. This is absolutely doable for the side of Frenchies. If they were not quite so ridiculously disconnected, they now all go in one by one. And what I think was like a 4v2 just became a none versus 2. And now the Frenchies are kind of sitting on second. And yeah, this has truly got to the point where like any thought processes which may have been happening, they're gone. This is the DM server. This is airshot time. 1 minute and 40 seconds to see some absolutely giga airshots. Ascent here is towards second. Very high skybox in second. Big opportunities for airshots.
Yeah. Beater's in chat right now. He's waiting to make that playoff frag video that you know he's going to make at some point. He's waiting. He's foaming at the mouth. Please give him something to use. The more shots you hit, the longer the video is going to be. So if they jump forwards, Demul, that's a ground direct. That's not very cool. You need to hit funnier shots. That's a dead Yeehole though. Scouts behind and cheese. So doesn't do anything at all. But with a minute left. At this point, you're saying it's airshot time. And maybe it's time to just save your logs. Like, just... You're pushing in, and your logs are just, like... It doesn't help, like, sucking in 20 times with crits and not doing anything. Look at Eloquent now. He doesn't get to play the game.
Yeah, it's all working. It's all working. Raph gets himself a frag. Another little medic frag there. Alicor's going down as well. French is going to be feeling just a little bit better about themselves as they walk themselves away from this season. 20 seconds on the clock. They will at least be able to get the final round of their season. Go on, boys. I believe you. 25 seconds. You need absolutely huge stuff from Josh E. Picks up one. No more does he get. Corner's not coming in time. That's going to be all that she wrote. 5-2 to the side of nerdRage. Yeah, winning both these first maps, and we will unfortunately not be going to our gully wash. Super sad.
Yeah, unfortunate way to go out for the Frenchies. I think they're probably expecting more out of themselves. I was too, but congratulations to nerdRage. They will be making it through to the second round. Who will they be playing? I believe they're playing Eames, right? Playing against Eames and the dog. Is that correct?
I don't do maths. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
they're
they
playing
will.
against the Church of Jesus.
They will.
Also known as
They've all
Aura
played-
Electra.
Yeah, Aura, because Swift is top seed, that one.
Yeah, as Damon's already threatening Eames with his life in chat. All is right in the world. As going into a little bit of logs, I guess we should talk about Elikor. Elikor's numbers are really big again. No big surprise. He did a lot. Josh somehow got 11 air shots. I wasn't really looking at a lot of them, but whatever. And the logs on the French side are just so
I'll be
depressing.
honest, right?
Yeah?
See, I think they're depressing for many, many gentlemen. On the side of Neo, I love how when sorting by kills, you get Neo, then the entirety of nerdRage, and then the entirety of the Frenchies.
Yep.
In that game, your boy Neo sitting there 31 for 12. Dude's been on something this season. Shout out to Neo. He's working hard. Everyone else had some rough times. Not going to say, Neo was the perfect player by any means, because there was, some fundamental issues within the team. Undeniably, nerdRage with a better team today. But Neo clearly with a pretty solid individual performance.
I mean, yeah. He didn't really have that, like, an amazing showing on Granary. He had a good showing on Granary, but it wasn't, like, insane. This time around, he definitely proved it once again. I don't know. Shoutouts to Neo. But unfortunately, the rest of his team is not quite there with him. It just, I mean, they got the same amount of Ubers, which is surprising because it didn't feel like that. But yeah.
Wait, hang on. Is that those pointless crits included as well? Yeah, it will be, won't it? That's bad.
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. That just kind of goes to show, like, they kind of failed some pushes on the French side a couple times. Wasn't quite able to get what they wanted. Both medics kind of evening out in drops as well. But you can see actually Domo kind of out heals Patchouli by a. It's not a huge margin, but it's definitely a big sort of. It's a margin for sure. Like 2000% or 2000 heals. Just it's a little bit.
There's a little bit.
It is.
Logs are logs. I feel like other than the fact that Neo apparently killed every soldier, and everyone else also played the game. It is what it is. Not going to dwell on that for too long. Bit of a brutal one. Definitely team play was looking stronger for the side of nerdRage. You know what we could do instead?
What?
We could talk to some players. Perhaps from the side of nerdRage. Maybe 2 scout players from the side of nerdRage. Do you reckon we could do that?
I think it's just one.
Hi, Kudo. How's it going, buddy?
Hi. It's going alright.
You having a good time? That was
it's alright.
That was kind of brutal. What were you expecting going into this? Obviously, like Granary, first map was a Frenchie pick. You thinking it was going to go like that? Because that seemed like you were very confident.
Oh yeah, we were quite confident, particularly from our warm-up scrim results. We 5-0'd Aura in about 18 minutes on Granary, so we were quite happy when they picked Granary.
Fair.
Eames in chat.
Perhaps question that decision. That's scary stuff. Obviously, difference tonight. Playing with Domo instead of Mula, your regular medic. Did it feel off? Did it feel on? Obviously, Domo is a very competent medic. Didn't seem like it phased you guys too much, or was it, you put on a good face, but it was a little bit rough?
No, man. Domo's a great player, and he fits in very well in Mula's absence. And we played with him a couple of times before to get used to it, because we knew we wouldn't be able to use Mula, at least for the first round or two of playoffs.
Fair enough. I'm gonna pause for a second. Wandum, ask some deep, insightful questions.
Where's Yeehor?
Going into the first map, Granary, it was the pick of the French team. Are you sort of is that a map that you consider yourselves really good at, or is it a map that you think that the Frenchies are really good at? Sort of, how would you sort of evaluate the first pick coming out of the Frenchies there? Because it seemed
we knew they were gonna pick it probably because we played them in the regular season on it and they beat us. So they've had So we thought they'd have some confidence on that map. But as far as it goes for a map for us, I think we didn't beat Swift actually. We got Swift a golden cap on it, and shouldn't really have lost to them in the regular season. And in scrims, it's been pretty strong for us. So
okay. So then you pick Snakewater as your second map. Is that a map? Are you competent in Snakewater? Do you feel confident?
Well, it's kind of weird because last season Snakewater was our worst map by a considerable margin, and now it's like arguably one of our best, maybe in top 3 best maps. So
has anything happened? You probably can't go into too much detail, but do you just did you decide to focus on it a little bit more? How's that changed? Have you turned it around?
No, not really. It was in the off season we refused to play it because the map sucks. And then we got to Snakewater week, whatever week it was, 4 and 5, and we just rolled people on it, and it's like, okay, what's going on?
I mean, I guess sometimes magic just happens. You know what I want to ask about? Going forward, obviously, you've punched your ticket deeper into the playoffs. You've got yourselves from that 4th seed all the way now fighting for that spot in the grand finals next year against the powerhouse of Aura Electra, also known as the Church of Jazunis. Do you have any fear, or do you reckon those boys can get slapped to the side like the Frenchies?
What is fear?
Ooh.
No, man, like Aura have always underperformed in scrims and overperformed in officials, so we won't take anything lightly, and we'll do our darndest.
I felt like you guys definitely had a lot of things working. There's definitely a lot of work being put in by some very, very strong like individual players. Do you feel like even firing on all cylinders, it might still be like a rough kind of game, or do you reckon?
I think it'll be a game worth watching.
Ooh, I like that. I'm digging that. All right, I'm out of questions. Wandum, anything else?
I think I can ask Kunu about whether or not he has any shoutouts.
Well, I will shout out to you guys for a wonderful production. Thank you for doing it even so late. Shout out to the team, especially Yeehor, because it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Yeehor.
Happy birthday, Yeehor. Yeah, shout out to Osfort and all them, apart from the racists. Actually, shout out to Demo for looking for us this week.
Yeah. Great away to you.
And for breaking up with his girlfriend to play games.
Wow. That's deep. Wandum.
I think we should end it there. I think on that high note, what else is there to say?
Exactly. Nothing. There's going to be more games. TF2, TFTV, all these things. Prem happening next. Woo! Soon. Aura game soon. Bye. Catch you guys next time.
Let's go.